Hello everyone, Lorenzo here. So I've been using the SIMAGIC ALPHA MINI for just over 1 year. I bought it in January 2023, I've done over 350 races with it, and today I'd like to share my review of this wheelbase after 1 year of use. If you find this video useful, please consider liking, consider subscribing. Over 80% of the people who watch my videos are not subscribed, so if you find yourself coming back to the channel, please consider subscribing. Let me know your thoughts in the comments, and without further ado, let's get straight into it. Starting with mounting and installation, this was a very simple process. I mounted my Alpha Mini to my SimLab GT1 Evo rig using the 4 mounting screws at the bottom of the wheelbase. It can also be mounted using a side mount or using a front mount. However, these mounting options require the purchasing of additional brackets. Setup was extremely easy, it was plug and play. I just connected it to my powered USB hub and to my PC, and it was instantly recognized by my computer. I run Windows 11, no problems there, and basically I could use it immediately. It was very simple. The first thing that I did was downloading the software companion which you use with this wheelbase, which is called SimPro Manager. You can find settings and all kinds of other utilities there, and the first thing that I did was a firmware update. So the first firmware update that I did, and all subsequent firmware updates for this wheelbase, were done through SimPro Manager, and they were extremely easy to do because the program tells you when one is available. Through SimPro Manager, the wheelbase settings are very easy to tweak up to personal preference, and you can even create some pretty handy presets which switch based on the simulator that you're going to go into. So for example, I have a preset for iRacing and I have a preset for rFactor 2. And so when I launch either of these simulators, the program recognizes that and switches my settings based on the simulator that I'm in, which I find very useful. The wheelbase itself looks very simple and is quite compact, and I really like that. I really like the minimal look and feel of the wheelbase. It's not invasive on my rig, and I'm very happy with that. The whole thing is made out of aluminium and it feels very solid and robust. There have been no changes at all to the structural integrity of the wheelbase itself after very active use. I use a pretty heavy SIMAGIC GTC wheel, and I have never felt any flex at all in the steering shaft. The quick release mechanism works extremely well. It's wireless, which I absolutely love, and it's very satisfying and simple to use. You just apply a little bit of pressure, putting the wheel in, and it clicks in place firmly. There is no flex, and if you want to pull the wheel out, you just push the quick release rim towards the wheelbase and it comes out very simply. Performance in the simulator has been absolutely great. With 10 Newton meters of force, this wheelbase gives you some very smooth and very detailed force feedback. I have caught plenty of slides using this wheelbase, as it really gives me a good feel as to when the car is about to lose grip. I honestly never really felt the need to have more power than this wheelbase actually provides, because it already feels quite detailed and quite powerful, especially if you crank up the settings, but that's just my personal preference. The only very minor downside of this wheel, in my opinion, is that the USB and the power cables attach to the side of the wheelbase and not the back, which makes it a little bit more difficult to hide these cables on your rig. In terms of heat, with my settings, it runs at around 35 to 40 degrees Celsius. I've also had it run hotter than that when I use different settings, so how hot it runs really depends on your settings. I am extremely happy with this purchase and I would recommend it to anybody. Back when I got it, it was one of the best value for money wheelbases based on my research, and I still think that that is the case today. It's not a cheap wheelbase by any means, but I think that it hits the sweet spot for people that want to get into sim racing seriously and want to experience direct drive without absolutely destroying their bank account. And even then, it still delivers plenty of great performance. I will be surely keeping this wheelbase for a very long time, and I'm not planning to upgrade anytime soon. And right here, guys, are my Sim Pro Manager settings for iRacing and for rFactor 2. I have fine-tuned those settings after many races. I'm very happy with them and they work very well for me. I also keep the same settings no matter which car I drive. Feel free to try them, but of course keep in mind that settings are personal and you should tune it based on your preferences. Moving to the in-game settings, on iRacing I have linear mode ticked. Max force I usually set using the auto button. Max force is the only setting that I change per car. I do that by feel, so I recommend that you do the same. Play around with it, you can even use the auto function, see what iRacing sets it to, and then based on your preferences either go up or down from there. Wheel force is set to 10 Newton meters, intensity 50%, and smoothing, damping, and minimum force all 0%. On rFactor 2, I have smoothing set to 2, car specific multiplier is the only setting that I change per car. I do it based on feel, usually I have it set somewhere between 70 and 100%, minimum steering torque 0%, force feedback strength 100%. And that's it for my review of this wonderful wheelbase, guys. If you have any questions, please consider leaving them in the comments, consider liking and subscribing if you enjoyed the video. If you want to chat about sim racing and also to join my community, please join my Discord. And yeah, that'll be all for today, guys. I really hope you enjoyed this video. I'll see you in the next one. Until then, take care, guys.